Hey YouTube, Twig here, bringing you guys my token Yu-Gi-Oh deck profile for June 2018. But wanted to give you guys an update to this deck profile for quite some time now, and actually ever since my last token deck profile, you guys were really excited with the results, and I think I've perfected it more since the last deck profile, giving it more balance and just adding some more cards in that really help the overall potential of the deck come together. The main point of the deck is just to spam out a bunch of tokens and then boost them up with a bunch of different cards to swing for your opponent with some pretty big numbers, and just like the easiness that the tokens can special summon themselves out really do help, just for you to keep consistency with the cards on the field. Plus, with link monsters now being a thing, you have more options for your extra deck. So let's go ahead and get started with the deck profile. So to start off with the monsters, I run 3 Scapegoats. Now, the whole point of the deck is to obviously, make a bunch of tokens. So I run Scapegoats as a flip effect. You can special summon any number of Black Sheep tokens, zombies, level 1, dark, 0 attack, 0 defense to the field. Now, very easy to make use of those tokens. We have a bunch of different cards that would bump up the attack for your tokens, which we'll get to later in the deck. But just the flip for Scapegoat gives you options for easy special summon if you don't have any of your spell cards, for sure. Same goes for Cosmic Compass, which I also run 3 of. With this card, when this card is normal summoned, you can special summon a number of Compass tokens, Machine, Earth, level 1, attack 0, defense 0, up to the number of monsters your opponent controls. Now, with this and Scapegoat, you also have link summon options, since they don't really limit you for special summoning when you summon out these monsters, like some of our other tokens that we'll get to in a bit. But the big thing with Cosmic Compass is you have to make sure, you have monsters on your opponent's side of the field to make use of the tokens. So Cosmic Compass is really great when you go for, a big board that your opponent also set up. And lastly, for the monsters in the deck, 1 Hippo. This is to go with your Super Hippo Carnival, which you need the Hippo to make use of the special summon, because you have to special summon out the Hippo first. So that's the only reason we run the 1. And with the Super Hippo Carnival, you can special summon the Hippo from your hand, deck, or graveyard. So as long as it doesn't get banished, 1 is really all you need, since you can grab it from anywhere with that card. And like I said, that's it for the monsters. The majority of the cards we use in the deck are spell cards. So moving on to those, 3 Scapegoat. Now this is pretty obvious that one of the easiest and also one of the most used token cards in lots of decks would be this one for the deck. 4 Scapegoats, sheep tokens summoned out to the field. And then the only thing is you can't summon monsters the turn you activate this. But you can normal set. Just remember this. It'll take away from some of your plays, but you still have options, obviously, when you get your 4 tokens out on the field. Most of the time, you just want to go for your opponent's end phase when you activate this, and then, you have options next turn for more summons. And I also run 3 Hippo Carnival. Now, with Hippo Carnival, you get 3 Hippo tokens. Just remember, with these on the field, you cannot special summon from the extra deck as long as you control Hippo tokens. They're just very, very easy to summon out, which is why I like to run them. Just another token option, along with these Scapegoats, and being able to get, between 3, 4, and 5 tokens or monsters on the field with these spell cards just really help with some of the other ones that we'll get to in a bit. And another one is Super Hippo Carnival, which you special summon out the Perform Power Hippo from your hand, deck, or graveyard. And then you can special summon as many Hippo tokens. They cannot be tributed, and monsters your opponent control cannot target monsters for attack for the rest of the turn, except for Hippo tokens. And you cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck while Hippo token is in a monster zone. So another important thing there with those Hippo tokens, obviously you won't be able to link summon, but you still get a majority of plenty of monsters on the field to use with the other cards in the main deck. So easy tokens, and that is honestly what the main point of the deck is. So you want easy ways to get tokens out. Another one is one-time passcode. I am using 2 of this card in the deck. This one gives you a security token, which it has 2,000 attack, 2,000 defense. You special summon it in defense, but if you don't use it for, a link summon, next turn you can flip it into attack mode, and then if you use cards like Token Stampede, you have a 3,000 attack point monster that can't be destroyed by battle. So a pretty big powerhouse alone. You just have to make sure, like I said, that he survives the defense onslaught. And I also run 3 Supply Squad. Now, I run this mostly because you have options to go for your Monster Swarm with just 1 card, but you still want resources for your draws. So a Supply Squad, once per turn, if a monster you control is destroyed by battle or card effect, you draw 1 card. It doesn't need to go to the graveyard. You don't need, it to be an actual monster. So the tokens will count for the draw off of the Supply Squad. So if your opponent swings into one of them, you'll get that draw and just keep hand consistency or other cards that you might potentially need for some of your plays. So a definite need in the deck for sure for draw consistency. And one of the big heavy cards for your plays is United We Stand. 3 of this. Now, with United We Stand, the equipped monster gains 800 attack and defense for each face-up monster you control. With Super Hippo Carnival especially, I've gone for major game pushes with this card, being able to bump up one of my tokens to 4,000 alone with just this card, since I'll have 5 monsters on the field. Equip it to either the token or Hip Hippo, whichever one you prefer. If you equip it to Hip Hippo, you have protection because of the other attack effect, obviously, but just more power options as well, since the other hippos will not have attack and defense, while the Hip Hippo obviously will, bumping it up that extra bit. But a very good card to go for that attack. If you have 2 and you attack into a lower attack monster, it could be potentially game as well, depending on where their life points stand. And lastly, for the equip spells, I run 2 Moon Mirror Shield. Now, with your other monsters, just remember, this does come in handy with the attack over of one of your opponent's monsters for Moon Mirror Shield. So one of those options, if you don't have the United We Stand, or if you want to save the United We Stand for a direct attack with any other monsters, the Moon Mirror Shield equip definitely does come in handy for getting over some pesky monsters. Plus, with Supply Squad, you just have better chances to draw into those cards after you set up your plays with all your token cards. And for a little extra boost, I also run 2 Seal of Orichalcos. Now, this is the bump up 500 attack, and it makes it also so your opponent cannot target your monsters with the lowest attack for an attack. And when this card is activated, destroy all special summon monsters you control. You cannot special summon monsters from your extra deck, and you can only activate the Seal of Orichalcos once per turn. So remember that with this play, that you will lose your special summon, but I love to always open it up as fast as I can and then go from there. But like I said, you're not really limited from your extra deck either, since you are most of the time just going to be making use of your tokens. But the 500 boost with United We Stand and Token Stampede definitely do help you with those numbers, and protecting the lower attack point ones on the field, so your opponent just ram into them and then lower down United We Stand as well in power. And also the 1 terraforming, just so you can search it more. Having multiple Seal of Orichalcos doesn't really come in handy too much. Having the 2 and then just being able to search it with that really puts it at the 3 number that you want. And also 2 Mini Guts with this one. This can really, with United We Stand, be your kill card. You tribute 1 monster to target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls. Its attack becomes 0 until the end phase. This turn, when it is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, inflict damage to your opponent equal to the original attack of in the graveyard. So once again, more big numbers for sure with this, putting it to 0 and being able to take care of any monsters that you want to swing for with United We Stand, and it might not do that much damage, but you'll still have plenty of options with Mini Guts for sure. And lastly, also, for the main key cards in the main deck, we have 2 Creature Swap. Now, this is quite funny when you give your opponent a token, a very weak token, and you take one of their big monsters. That's basically what all the cards in the deck are meant to do, is just run together for different effects, and Creature Swap is definitely one of those good potential cards to do that with. And for some of the spell staples, just 2 Cosmic Cyclone. A lot of back row can really mess with this deck if you have anti-spell fragrance and you want to get rid of that fast. The Cosmic Cyclone comes in handy when you chain a response. And also 1 Dark Hole and 1 Regeki. Now, with the Regeki, clearing your opponent's field, going hard with the tokens definitely is a game plan there. Same with Dark Hole in these same aspects. And then for traps, the only traps I run are 3 Token Stampede. Tribute, it basically says tokens in attack position gain 1,000 attack, and they cannot be destroyed by battle. So, big boost to all your tokens. Just make sure you keep them in attack. But if you have your field set up, like with Seal of Orichalcos, if you have United We Stand as well, you're safe from your, opponent's monsters attacking into your lower tokens, since they have to hit for the big one, obviously. And with Seal and this, they'll be at 1,500 attack each. So, if you do get hit, it won't be as bad than if they were at 0. And that is it for the main deck. We'll now move on to the extra. For your Link monster options, 3 Link Spider, one of the easiest ones to get out, and then a lot of them that we run in the extra deck do require, having effect monsters, so at least you have the Link Spider to go into, and then, basically use them for your bigger plays, since a lot of the tokens can't be used for the Links, since they're not effect monsters. And then also 1 Proxy Dragon, 1 Space Insulator for, once again, easy links. Same with Mrs. Radiant, plenty of Earth monsters, including, your Cosmic Compasses and your Hippo, for sure. And then for a couple Nightmare monsters, Nightmare Phoenix, Cerberus, and Unicorn definitely do come in handy as well with the easy link summon options. And also 1 Ningirsu when you can do it with your other link monsters. 1 Gaia Saber, once again easy link summon. And then for some of the bigger monsters, also Trisbana and Borolo. Just remember they have to be the effect monsters to summon into these guys. And then since a lot of the monsters, including Scapegoats and Cosmic Compass, are also level 1, for Exceed options, I have Princess Sprite and Utopia Roots. With Princess Sprite especially, you'll hit, Spell and Trap to use with that. And Roots just comes in handy for that attack boost. And without, obviously can't be without the tokens, which I have to gather up the rest of mine to use with the deck. But definitely need to have plenty of tokens to use so you can differentiate with your opponent which tokens you're getting out, whether they be Hippo, sheep tokens, you name it. I always like to keep these when I'm using this deck, just to, make it easier to show what I'm throwing down on the field, obviously. But that is it for the deck profile. I hope you all enjoyed the video. I always like doing these deck profiles, especially the fun ones, for sure. If you guys have any idea or recommendations what kind of fun decks I should do next, please don't forget to leave a comment down below, and I'll be sure to look into all the possibilities for those decks. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Once again, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. And until next time, Kira Twig out.